On the 20th day of Aiden Pay and I giving each other the cold shoulder, he posted a photo on social media, holding hands with the campus bell, fingers tightly interlaced. Silently, I changed my college application to Lansing, 1,000 miles away. At a gathering, his friend teased. Luna sang, "If you don't make up with him soon, brother, Pay might really end up with someone else." I whispered an apology. Aiden curled his lip slightly. "Forget it. Go pack your things. We'll head to school together tomorrow." I mumbled an agreement, distracted. What Aiden didn't know was that I'd already bought a train ticket to Lansing for tonight. I am the daughter of the Pay family's housekeeper. Since I was 7, I've lived in a small room on their first floor. My duty was to take care of his daily needs. For 10 whole years, he became a responsibility etched into my very bones. Obedient and well-behaved, I often earned praise from Aiden's mother. But Aiden detested me. The first time we met, he stood on the staircase in a white shirt and tailored shorts, looking as delicate as a porcelain doll. I wore a dusty, hole-ridden dress, staring blankly at the scene before me. His eyes couldn't hide the disdain. Mrs. Pay introduced him to me. "I am Mama, Joe's daughter," Luna sang. My father ran away, and with nowhere to go, I came to seek refuge with Mama Joe. Without a word, he turned and went upstairs. Mrs. Pay said I would be responsible for taking care of Aiden Pay from then on. Mom also warned me that the Pay family was rather unique, and it wasn't easy for me to stay. I must speak little, work more, and never anger Aiden Pay. I knew Aiden Pay didn't like me, so to secure my place here, I kept a low profile. Every day, I quietly helped him organize his clothes and tidy his room. For the first 3 months after I arrived, Aiden Pay didn't say a single word to me. That year, he fell ill. Mrs. Pay was in a bad mood during that time and was traveling abroad. The family doctor came and prescribed medicine, but by night, he was still coughing incessantly. I remembered the poached pear with pepper my grandmother used to make for me. When I brought it to him, Aiden Pay was utterly disgusted. Luna sang, "Are you trying to poison me with some rustic folk remedy?" I said timidly, "It's not poisonous. This snow pear drink is good for you. It relieves coughs." Aiden Pay said with annoyance, "If it's not good after I drink it, will you get out of my house?" I froze, stepping aside and not daring to breathe. Aiden Pay couldn't help but let out a light scoff and drank it. When I woke up in the morning, the coughing symptoms had improved. Before elementary school enrollment, Mom found me a boarding school, though it was quite remote, meaning I could only come back on weekends. But inwardly, I breathed a sigh of relief. Leaving meant I wouldn't have to struggle with Mom at the Pay residence, and I wouldn't have to endure Aiden Pay's moods anymore. While waiting for the car with my bags packed, Mom came running up, out of breath, to tell me, "Mrs. Pay wants me to attend the same elementary school as Aiden Pay. She wants me to look after Aiden Pay at school." I murmured softly, asking if I really had to go. Mom grabbed my shoulders. Luna sang, "Are you out of your mind? Aiden Pay's school is famous citywide. So many people wish they could get in but can't." I lowered my gaze and said nothing. From then on, I became Aiden Pay's sidekick. I followed Aiden Pay from elementary school through middle school, helping him with meals, carrying his backpack, doing homework. Everyone knew I was like a shadow he couldn't shake off. By junior high, he had made a whole group of friends. I became the trailing tail, always lagging behind the crowd, constantly attentive to Aiden's moods and needs. His buddies called me his devoted admirer. If Aiden said north, I wouldn't dare go south. The only constant was Aiden's disdain for me. In 9th grade, he dirted a favorite jacket while out having fun. He dragged me out of bed at midnight to hand wash it. I was only in a spaghetti strap nightgown, blushing crimson with embarrassment. Aiden awkwardly sneered, "With a figure like that, who'd even want to look?" A girl's naive insecurity quietly took root. In 10th grade, academic pressure soared, and I crammed day and night. Aiden suddenly got a craving for my cooking. He had me prepare meals every night to bring to school for his lunch the next day. After finishing practice problems and cooking for him, it was already past midnight, yet I still woke early to wait for him to go to school. At noon, I heated the meal and brought it to Aiden Pay. His friend slung an arm around him and said, "Not bad, Aiden, got a little wifey cooking for you." Aiden Pay's expression instantly turned cold. He tossed the meal I'd heated to his table mate as if it were something filthy. I didn't say a word, silently waited for others to finish, then went to wash the lunchbox before returning to my practice problems. That year, it seemed my body had begun its belated development. I especially dreaded running during PE class, yet there was no way to skip it. I wasn't like Aiden Pay. During PE, he was almost always playing basketball on the other court, and the teacher never said a word to him. Whenever it was my turn to run, someone would always whistle at me. I unconsciously slowed my pace. Owen, one from the class next door, passed by and handed me his school blazer. It caused quite a stir. I'd seen him at the school opening ceremony. Rumor had it his family's business was very well known. He was gentle and polite, with both looks and academics ranking among the school's top elites. "Put it on. You still have an 800-meter run to complete." After hesitating, I took it. Later, someone in class spread rumors that I was shamelessly trying to seduce Owen when on purpose, and even wore his uniform. Aiden Pay, sitting in the last row, kicked over his desk with a loud crash. Everyone immediately fell silent. That evening, Aiden Pay left without waiting for me, saying since I was so capable, I should let Owen walk me home. I sighed and took out some change to ride the bus. Unexpectedly, Owen was there too. He was quietly listening to vocabulary words and waved me over. I sat down beside him, and Owen took off his earphones. I knew the uniform incident had troubled him too, so I softly apologized. Owen smiled dismissively. "Luna, just ignore the rumors. Focus on your studies. The college entrance exam is still 2.5 years away. Have you thought about which university you want to attend?" Owen had a gentle and handsome appearance, completely different from Aiden Pay's striking, sharp features. I froze for a moment. Which university did I want to attend? It seemed I had never really thought about it. I only focused on how to push my grades higher and higher still. I couldn't afford tutoring, so Mom managed to borrow Aiden Pay's notes for me. I had to admit Aiden Pay was smarter than me. He often grasped problems after just one look. I needed to review, practice, and reinforce concepts repeatedly. His notes were genuinely helpful. Mom said I should just follow Aiden Pay's choices when filling out applications. His family had money and resources, so his picks surely wouldn't be wrong. I didn't know which university Aiden Pay would apply to. Owen smiled softly. "Think carefully about the school you truly want to go to." After getting home, Mom said Aiden Pay wouldn't be back for dinner. She asked me where he had gone. I shook my head and said I didn't know. When Aiden Pay returned, it was already past midnight. He looked exhausted, with traces of blood on his hands. He glanced at me indifferently as he entered and went straight upstairs. I asked softly if he needed any ointment. Aiden Pay didn't respond and continued upstairs. I went back to browsing information about different universities online. It was the first time. I clearly felt that I could leave Aiden Pay and have a place I truly wanted to go. Later, I hesitantly asked my mom if she had ever thought about leaving the Pay family. After all, we couldn't live here forever. Mom seemed a bit lost too. She said she had been working for the Pay family ever since divorcing my dad. Although Aiden could be moody at times, Mrs. Pay was relatively easy to get along with. All these years, I had never seen Aiden's father at the villa. I only knew from scattered details that the Pay family's company was massive, and his father was extremely busy. His parents had a strained relationship. Theirs was a marriage of alliance between two families. After he was born, his father took on another girlfriend. Mrs. Pay often traveled with Aiden Pay besides working, leaving Mom to look after the house. Mom said she originally planned to work here until I graduated from university, then use the money to start a small business. I softly asked if she had considered leaving after I finished high school. Mom silently patted my head without saying a word. After the school uniform incident, Aiden Pay found new ways to torment me every night, either making me fetch water or tidy up his desk, or changing bed sheets and washing his new clothes. I could only be grateful that I no longer slept with Mom, avoiding her worry. If Aiden Pay wasn't asleep, I couldn't sleep either. I had to keep bustling about doing tasks in front of him. A few times, drowsiness overwhelmed me, and I fell asleep directly. I always woke up on the sofa in Aiden Pei's room. By the time I got up, Aiden Pei had already left. I took the bus back and forth myself, which took longer, but my heart felt lighter. I thought if I completely offended Aiden Pei, it would be best if he never paid attention to me again. Of course, that's impossible right now. I could only focus on exam prep, no longer spending time trying to please him. A week later, Aiden Pei had a basketball game. I used to always buy drinks and prepare his change of clothes for his games. This time, I didn't go, staying in the classroom to memorize vocabulary instead. Mom called, saying Aiden had been in a bad mood lately. Mrs. Pei asked me to look after him more and had milk tea delivered to the court for me to bring to him. I took the milk tea and sat by the court. A few classmates joked and gossiped. See? I knew she couldn't resist. She panics the moment Aiden ignores her. A simp should know their place. Acting aloof for a few days, but still can't help crawling back. I stayed silent. On the court, Aiden leaped for a shot, drawing cheers from the crowd. He shot me a deep glance, signaling me to distribute the milk tea. I handed it out to the others first. The last cup I brought to Aiden, leaning back on his hands. He gave me a deliberately provoking look. I stood in the sunlight, handing him the milk tea amid everyone's mockery. I whispered, Aiden Pei, your milk tea. Aiden didn't look at me, his tone casual. Pass it here. My wrists twisted. It hurts. I placed the straw properly and handed it over. Aiden lowered his head to take a few sips. His friends whistled at him, and he just shrugged with a carefree smile. I truly couldn't understand why he was doing this, until I turned and saw Owen when sitting across from us. Was he trying to compete with Owen One? Both came from prestigious family backgrounds. Both excelled in looks and academics. It was inevitable they'd be compared. I never expected Aiden Pei, who usually ignored others, to start paying attention to Owen One. I didn't overthink it. Following Aiden's instruction, I held the milk tea to his lips. At least if Aiden was in a good mood, he wouldn't make things hard for me, and I could get a decent night's sleep. 2 months before the college entrance exam, on Aiden's 18th birthday, he invited friends to go singing. The atmosphere was lively, and everyone was having a great time. Aiden Pei took a call midway and flew into a rage, smashing bottles of alcohol, leaving everyone too terrified to even breathe. His friend noticed something was wrong and tried to comfort him, but Aiden roared at him, prompting the friend to quickly usher everyone else out. I sat there uneasily, quietly thinking of slipping out with the others, afraid I'd be yelled at too. Just as I reached the door, Aiden spoke coldly. Luna sang, "Get your ass over here." I jumped in fright and walked over to Aiden. He sneered, "What are you afraid of? Do I eat people?" I hurriedly shook my head. "Where's my gift? Did you come to my birthday empty-handed?" I bought one, but when I saw how expensive everyone else's gifts were, I didn't take it out. As I spoke, I pulled out a pen I'd bought on a whim earlier for 60 yuan. It's nothing compared to the brand name gifts from the others. Aiden snorted derisively. "You're something else. 2 years ago, it was socks. Last year, shoes. This year, I thought you'd go for underwear, but it's just this?" His words made me blush with embarrassment. I had my gift plans all mapped out. Socks the year before last, gloves last year. But after getting mocked for the socks, I saved up and bought shoes instead. This year, I'm saving for college tuition, with no extra money to spare. I just grabbed a pen, decorated with a pink ribbon flower by the shopkeeper. I whispered an apology. "Sorry for upsetting you. It's not like this is the first or second time you've upset me." Aiden Pei retorted with unexpected calm. Then he crooked a finger. "Come here." I shuffled a step closer. Aiden Pei reached out, pulled me firmly against him by the waist, and rested his head against me. His breath was scorching. I tried to push away, but he tightened his grip slightly. I stumbled and landed sitting on his lap. Aiden Pei was strong. He buried his face in my neck, his lips leaving a trail of heat wherever they brushed. Stammering in shock, I gasped, Aiden, in a daze. He paused for a moment before biting my neck. A sharp pain shot through my entire body, held tightly in his embrace, with no room to struggle. I eventually gave up, enduring the pain. After a long while, he returned to his usual self and spoke leisurely. Luna sang, "If you dare tell anyone, you're dead." Frustrated and angry, I touched the bite mark on my neck. Aiden Pei's expression showed no sign of anything unusual. Before returning, he told me he planned to apply to Rockford University. The bite mark forced me to wear a scarf to school, nearly getting caught by Mom. She had recently learned from Mrs. Pei about Aiden's choice of university and urged me to follow him. She even occasionally consulted Aiden about the majors at Rockford University. Aiden patiently analyzed them for her. He acts completely different in front of elders compared to how he is with me, probably because he thinks I'm easy to bully. Mrs. Pei also said it would be good for us to apply to the same university, so we could look out for each other. His family has a villa in Rockford, not far from the university. He also mentioned that Aiden Pei had already renovated it remotely 2 years ago. I could go stay there when the time comes. Each time, I obediently agreed. As for where I went, it didn't matter to Aiden Pei, nor was there any need to reveal my thoughts. Time passed bit by bit in the tense grind of exam prep, but fortunately, Aiden Pei's mood had been relatively stable this year. He didn't bother me constantly over every little thing. I had more time to study. Still, the tension didn't ease until after the college entrance exam. After the exam, Mom and I spent my 18th birthday together in the small side room. A modest cake and her heartfelt wishes, along with the joy of soon leaving, a long, missed sense of relief. That night, as usual, I brought fruit to Aiden Pei. His room was dark, with soft music playing. As soon as I entered, the door was locked behind me, and Aiden Pei leaned lazily against it. Tall and lithe, he approached with the vibrant energy of youth, and I instinctively stepped back. He pulled me by the wrist toward the center, chuckling and teasing me for being useless. Only then did I see the cake he had prepared in the room, along with an expensive dress. "This is for you." I felt a bit flustered. "Thank you, but this dress won't fit me." "Then keep it. Rockford University has an opening ball. You can wear it then." I stayed silent. Actually, my score was 16 points lower than Aiden Pei's. Mrs. Pei said this score should be enough to get into Rockford University. Mom was overjoyed. I asked Mrs. Pei for leave this summer to take on a part-time job. She didn't stop me. Aiden Pei was in a good mood and didn't object either. I stopped following Aiden Pei around. During my part-time job, I ran into Owen, who had forgotten his phone. I treated him to bubble tea. He analyzed Lansing University's majors and career prospects for me. We sat outside the bubble tea shop. Aiden Pei, who was out having fun, caught us red-handed. The mockery in his eyes was unmistakable as he coldly ordered me to come over. My face flushed crimson. After thanking Owen, I followed Aiden Pei and left. On the way, Aiden asked me, "Do you really want to follow Owen that badly?" I explained, "No, he didn't bring his phone. It's so hot out. I just offered to buy him a milk tea." Aiden's expression darkened. Luna sang, "Do you take me for an idiot?" With Owen's intelligence, do you really think he'd go out without his phone? I murmured, "Whether he brought his phone or not doesn't matter. I used my own money to buy him the milk tea." Aiden's eyes instantly turned fierce as he questioned me. "You've known me for 10 years and gave me a 60 yuan pen. How long have you known Owen? And you're buying him a 20 yuan milk tea?" I was at a loss for words. My mind was racing. How did he know the pen cost 60 yuan? So awkward. I tried to change the subject. "Anyway, there's nothing wrong with me treating a friend to milk tea, right?" Aiden shifted slightly, his brow furrowing faintly as he let out a soft, derisive laugh. "You call Owen your friend?" I didn't speak. It really couldn't be considered anything. To him, we were indeed just ordinary alumni. But I didn't understand why Aiden Pei was so angry. I couldn't argue with him, so I lowered my gaze and fell silent, leaning back slowly in the seat. I closed my eyes, trying to make time pass quickly. Aiden Pei laughed in anger. "Fine, very well," Luna sang. "Get out of the car right now." Night had already fallen, and I felt uneasy, but I was even more afraid of angering Aiden Pei further. So I quickly got out of the car. Fortunately, it was only a half-hour walk back from here. That night, Aiden Pei posted a photo on social media of his hand interlocked with someone else's. His friend commented immediately, "Oh, the campus belle?" I remember that the campus belle had always liked Aiden Pei. Now that we'd graduated, it wasn't strange for them to be together. From that night on, Aiden Pei stopped acknowledging me. Whether I asked him what he wanted to eat, or told him where the sorted clothes were, or asked if he wanted some fruit delivered, he treated me like I was air. At least it brought some peace and quiet. The day before filling out my college applications, Aiden Pei passed by my room without calling out to me. He told my mom which major I needed to apply for. Mom quickly agreed and asked if I heard him. I responded guiltily. The door was open. Of course I heard him speaking. So childish. Quietly, I changed my application to Lansing University. 20 days passed like this, with Aiden ignoring me the whole time. I told Mom I wanted to go back to school early, and Aiden overheard as he came downstairs. That night, his friends organized a gathering, and a group came to eat at the restaurant where I worked part-time. In the private room, I handed them the menu. His buddies teased me. "Luna, if you don't make up with him soon, Aiden might really end up with someone else." "Yeah, could you bear that?" I checked the time. I still had to take over at the front desk. I whispered an apology to Aiden, even though I didn't know what I had done wrong. Over the years, I've said sorry too many times. The reasons didn't matter, and I don't even remember them anymore. Now I could finally leave. His friend finally laughed and tried to persuade Aiden Pei. "Brother Pei, since Owen went applied to Lansing University, you won't see him again anyway." "Exactly. His family is all about arranged marriages." Aiden Pei's expression softened considerably. He glanced at me and gave a slight smirk. "Forget it. Go back and pack your luggage. We'll go to school together tomorrow." I didn't ask Aiden Pei why he was going to school early too. I just obediently agreed. I went back and packed all of Aiden Pei's luggage. Aiden Pei leaned on the bed, complaining that I had packed too much for him. I took some things out. He frowned. "Luna, you too. Don't pack randomly. Just buy what you need when we get there." I nodded. Aiden Pei suddenly smirked lightly. "What about the pants? You haven't packed them yet?" It took me a moment to realize which pants Aiden Pei was referring to. I never touched his personal items. Aiden Pei said leisurely, "They're newly bought. Go help me pack them all." I glanced at the time. I had to catch the bus and couldn't afford any more delays. Without hesitation, I went out and collected Aiden Pei's intimate garments. Using my fingers, I placed them into the suitcase. My face slightly flushed. Aiden Pei was in a good mood, playing games with his friends. Just as I was stepping out the door, Aiden Pei lazily called out, "We're meeting at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Don't be late." I mumbled an acknowledgement and shut the door. When night fell, I left with the prepared suitcase in hand. Aiden Pei didn't know that my first choice university had always been in Lansing. I'd even bought a train ticket for tonight to get there. I'd asked Mom to deliver the late night fruit to Aiden Pei's room for me. As for work, Mom had resigned from Mrs. Pei a few days earlier. Mom said she'd worked all these years and wanted to come with me to explore another city. Mrs. Pei didn't try to stop her, just asked her to finish out the month. She also told Mom to keep it a secret and not say anything to Aiden Pei yet. They'd wait until he started university and everything was settled. I got in the car and texted my mom. Then I hesitated, staring at Aiden Pei's WeChat. Rockford lies to the south, Lansing to the north. From then on, Aiden Pei and I were separated north and south, likely with no further intersections. Thinking this, I blocked and deleted him in one swift move. Suddenly, my heart felt hollow. Even the wind blowing and tasted sweet, carrying freedom and longing. After getting off, I realized the temperature difference between the two cities was huge. Some were already wearing thick coats. I familiarized myself with the campus and nearby streets in advance. For the first time, I had roommates I grew close to. On the third day after registration, I ran into Owen when at the snack street behind the school. He said, "Thank me for treating him to bubble tea last time. He'd buy me a meal today." That day, Owen Wynn, who rarely posted on social media, unexpectedly shared a photo of the dishes accidentally revealing the bunny hair tie on my wrist. Aiden Pay saw Owen's post just after finishing registration in Rockford. Discomfort surged in his chest, leaving him no choice but to take deep breaths to ease it. On the day he was supposed to meet Luna Sang to register, he woke up early, but when he went downstairs, Luna was nowhere to be seen. Mama Zhou stammered that Luna had something to do and had returned to her hometown. An inexplicable panic gripped his heart. Then he saw the red exclamation mark pop up from Luna's WeChat. Aiden Pei laughed in sheer anger. He walked to Luna's room. All her belongings had been cleared out. She had left thoroughly, cleanly. There was even a hint of eagerness in her departure. Aiden's hand trembled as he held the box. The worst case scenario was that Luna had changed her application behind his back, maybe even gone to Lansing University, where Owen had applied. Suppressing his fury, Aiden turned and went upstairs, hoping to find if Luna had left him any message in her room. As expected, he had hoped for too much. There was nothing. Aiden dug out his ID from his backpack, ready to go and confront her. Mrs. Pei walked over with a bowl of fruit, glancing at him calmly. "It's too late. Go register in Rockford first." Aiden let out a cold laugh. "So you've known all along, keeping it from me with Luna Sang?" Mrs. Pei shrugged. "I asked Mama Zhou to hide it from you, not Luna. Don't blame her wrongly." Aiden Pei's expression instantly turned icy, his knuckles whitening as he gripped the documents with excessive force. Mrs. Pei gasped softly and made to flee. After a few steps, she ultimately turned back out of compassion. "Aiden, I allow you to be yourself. You must allow others to be themselves too. Luna isn't your possession. She has the right to make her own choices. You've been together too long. Perhaps some time apart will help you see your own heart more clearly." Aiden's eyes reddened, fury barely restrained as his chest heaved violently. After a long pause, he drew a sharp breath. "You should have told me earlier. You shouldn't have hidden it." Mrs. Pei blinked innocently. "How unfair. Spare a thought for a parental concern. If I told you earlier, you'd have stubbornly blocked Luna from applying to Lansing University. It's just a temporary conflict. Either you follow her to Lansing, or you force Luna Sang to follow you." Aiden Pei gritted his teeth in displeasure, turned, and kicked the sofa over. Mrs. Pei continued leisurely. "In the end, someone might really lose Luna Sang over this." Aiden Pei slowly closed his eyes, his expression pale and detached. He offered no rebuttal. Mrs. Pei walked in and said, "Going to Rockford is your dream. As your mother, I don't want you to give it up for anyone. But Luna Sang has her own dreams too, and I believe Mama Zhou feels the same way." Mrs. Pei glanced at the overturned sofa, softened her tone, and coaxed him. "All right, clean this up. Don't scare Mama Zhou. Go to Rockford and register first." Throughout it all, Aiden only registered losing Luna Sang and scaring Mama Zhou. In the days that followed, Aiden struggled to act normal during the day, but lay awake sleepless through the nights. Mama Zhou seemed to notice too, watching his mood anxiously and speaking with extra caution. Aiden Pei responded politely, occasionally asking about Luna Sang, and Mama Zhou was somewhat surprised by his change. His words gradually grew more frequent. Aiden learned that Mama Zhou planned to rent a place near Lansing University to live with Luna Sang and start a small business nearby. He also heard that Luna Sang had been very happy lately, having met new roommates and busy familiarizing herself with every path on campus. In short, she wasn't unhappy or reluctant. Aiden Pei hurriedly ate a few bites and returned to his room, afraid he wouldn't be able to hold back if he stayed longer. So, in Luna Sang's heart, he truly didn't matter at all. He was more dispensable than the family dog. Even for the dog, Luna Sang would remind Mama Zhou to feed on time and mention how often to water the plants in the yard. But she never mentioned Aiden Pei. Aiden felt his chest was about to split open, counting the hours each day confined to his room. Rockford University's registration was 3 days later than Lansing's, and Aiden had just arrived in Rockford to settle his luggage. Their group chat exploded. Someone had screenshotted Owen's social media post. He rarely posted a photo of his meal, which featured very ordinary dishes. In the lower right corner, a section of fair wrist was visible, adorned with the familiar rabbit hair tie that Aiden Pei recognized. Everyone began speculating that it was Wen's girlfriend. Aiden Pei coldly replied in the group chat, "No." The group instantly fell silent. Those two words made everyone realize immediately who the person in the photo was. Who else could capture Aiden Pei's attention besides Luna Sang? It gradually became known to everyone that she and Owen had enrolled at Lansing University. No one wanted to provoke Aiden Pei's anger again, and the group chat soon returned to normal. Aiden Pei saved that photo at the airport, zoomed in until only the wrist and the rabbit hair tie were visible, and took a screenshot. He had bought it after graduating when passing by an accessory shop with Luna Sang. That day, they were heading out for a meal, and Luna Sang wanted to buy a hair tie to tie up her hair. Aiden Pei went in, picked out a rabbit hair tie, and paid for it. This hair tie slightly eased the unease Aiden Pei had felt over the past half-month. After the meal, Owen mentioned he had just enrolled yesterday and wasn't very familiar with the campus layout yet. I walked him back to the male dormitory. Along the way, Owen told me about some famous attractions in Lansing, and I listened quietly. On my way back, after seeing him off, I called Mom and shared my recent updates with her. I also mentioned that I had looked at a few two-bedroom apartments nearby, planning to rent one and move in together once she arrives. Mom was in good spirits, though she mentioned some matters back home requiring her return for about a month before she could come to Lansing. Towards the end of our conversation, Mom hesitantly brought up Aiden Pei. She said she felt relieved. She had expected Aiden to be furious after my sudden departure, but instead, he remained calm, spending his days reading in his room and preparing for enrollment. He seemed eager to go to Rockford, often asking Mom about the timing. He occasionally mentioned me, though not in great detail. I acknowledged her words, feeling a hollow emptiness inside. But after all these years, I finally gained the freedom to make my own choices. I should be happy. I shook my head to clear my thoughts. Probably because I've spent too much time with Aiden Pei lately. That's why I'm feeling this way. It'll get better with time. The most important thing is to focus on studying hard. Strive to become a better version of myself. That night, a strong wind blew outside the window, and the temperature dropped. After finishing my classes, I came back and read for a while. In a daze, I heard my roommates exclaiming repeatedly, "Ah, which department is that handsome guy downstairs from? So good looking, absolutely stunning. He seems to have been standing there for quite a while. He's definitely waiting for his girlfriend. So sweet to witness. Someone just want to ask for his WeChat, and he politely declined. Vicky Yu, the roommate I'm closest to, pulled me over to the window. Luna sang, 'Look, this is the standard you should aim for when finding a boyfriend in the future.' Smiling, I glanced downstairs and saw a tall figure standing under the dim light opposite the dorm, surrounded by a few girls. He lowered his head, and from this angle, I could see his exquisitely handsome profile. His tone carried a cold, somber weight as he spoke, and soon the others dispersed. Then he slowly lifted his gaze, meeting my eyes. Once I recognized who it was, panic surged in my chest. My legs went weak, and I gripped Vicky Yu's hand. It was Aiden Pei. What was he doing here? He should have been registering in Rockford today. Vicky laughed at my reaction. "What, caught your eye? Want me to shamelessly get his WeChat for you?" As she finished, Aiden Pei spoke from downstairs, his voice cool and clear, just loud enough to be heard from the second floor. Luna sang, "Can you come down for a moment?" Vicky immediately started shaking me excitedly, while our roommates all gave me thumbs up. The next second, Vicky bundled me up and pushed me out. "Go for it. Luna, didn't know you had this in you. I'll get the details tomorrow." My heart raced with nervousness. I deliberately didn't grab my jacket on the way down, planning to make it quick. Aiden Pei seemed to have grown taller again. I tried my best to hide my nervousness and greeted him casually. "Aiden, what brings you here? Are you looking for a friend?" Aiden didn't reply immediately, his eyes fixed deeply on me before he asked softly, "I'm hungry. Could you take me to get something to eat?" Was he asking me in return? In the past, Aiden had always just made arrangements for me without question. He never asked me back like this. From telling me to come down to asking about a meal, it felt strange. It was like working at a company for a long time, and the usually domineering, autocratic CEO suddenly starting to change. I didn't know how to refuse. He'd come all this way. Was it really just to have me treat him to a meal? Treating him to a meal wasn't a big deal, but I'd already made plans with Vicky. Sorry, I've already made plans to eat with my roommate. Vicky, you popped up from behind me, holding my coat and handing it over. She waved enthusiastically at Aiden. Hey, handsome. I'm Luna Sang's roommate, Vicky Yu. Aiden Pei responded politely. Hello, Aiden Pei. I'm Luna Sang's high school classmate. Vicky, you flashed me an apologetic smile. I just came to say I can't make it. Gotta go see my crush. Sorry, babe. I nodded. She'd liked this crush of hers for ages. He was pretty important to her. After she left, I put on my jacket and took Aiden Pei toward the food street, mentally calculating my rent budget. I wondered what I could afford to treat him to. When we reached the back street, he spotted a restaurant and walked right in. Only then did I realize it was the same place Owen Wen and I had eaten at. The prices were reasonable though, and the food was decent. He even picked the exact same private room. During the meal, Aiden Pei ate very little, scrolling through his phone the whole time, not wanting to waste food. I ended up uncomfortably full. After dinner, I asked Aiden Pei when he was heading back. He set his phone down and said slowly, not even asking why I came, straight to when I'm leaving. I murmured softly, I asked you downstairs at the dorm. You didn't answer. Aiden Pei's eyes flickered slightly. Only then did I notice he'd not only grown taller but also thinner, and his complexion didn't look too good either. He looked like he might be ill. Aiden Pei said softly, here for business. Leaving tomorrow night. I gave a soft hum of acknowledgement. When we left, Aiden Pei stood at the restaurant entrance, waiting for me to settle the bill. Unlike in high school, he didn't show impatience or complain about my slowness to pay it himself. I treated him to a meal and instantly felt my confidence surge. It cost 169 yuan, quite a splurge for me. A full belly makes for a soft tongue. Surely Aiden Pei wouldn't say anything harsh or insulting now. I secretly breathed a sigh of relief, but he didn't say where we were going. I led him on an aimless walk around campus, while Aiden Pei took photos the whole way. The basketball court, shaded pathways, distinctive architecture, and me, seeing Aiden Pei raise his phone to take a picture of me. I took a few steps back. I'm not wearing makeup. Doesn't matter much. I look pretty much the same anyway. I retorted, not at all. Vicky, you said I look better with makeup. Aiden Pei suddenly let out a low, lazy chuckle. You've only been in Lansing a few days and you've started wearing makeup? Just as we were about to turn on the shaded forest path, Aiden suddenly wrapped his arms around my waist from behind, and I stumbled unprepared into his chest. I held my breath, feeling the powerful, overwhelming presence radiating from Aiden and the warmth of his breath against my neck. Warm, intense, and dangerous. I trembled, trying to struggle, but Aiden held me tightly. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. I had expected him to scorn me, to mock me, but I never imagined he would hold me. His scent was faint and pleasant. I began to wonder if something was wrong with me. Was I really trying to smell Aiden's scent at a time like this? My voice trembled. Aiden, you need to let me go. Aiden sounded almost drained. No. My legs have gone numb. Just hold on a little longer. I insisted. No, let go of me now. Luna sang. I'm sick. Aiden Pei's voice was faint and weary. Haven't eaten properly in half a month. Couldn't sleep, and now I have a fever. Then you should see a doctor in Rockford. Their healthcare is excellent. Aiden Pei drew a slow breath, smiling bitterly with self-mockery. You really don't care about me at all, do you? I stayed silent. My legs genuinely went weak. As soon as Aiden released me, his grip on my wrist tightened, turning me around. In an instant, his warm lips pressed against mine. I froze in shock. Aiden's kiss grew fierce. I struggled backward, but he cupped my neck, pulling me closer, kissing me more deeply with burning intensity. I shoved Aiden away abruptly and slapped him. He turned his head from the blow, unfazed, and brushed his slender fingers over his slightly reddened lips. My face felt scalding hot, as if about to burn up, and curses hovered on the tip of my tongue. Aiden Pei apologized softly. "I'm sorry." This was the first time Aiden Pei had formally apologized to me. In the past, I would be angry but didn't dare say anything, and when he noticed, he would chuckle and say, "Well, sorry then." I was speechless. "Aiden, if apologies were useful." He interrupted me gently, then get back at me with a kiss. I pressed my lips together, too angry to know what to say. I left Aiden behind and headed toward the dorm. He called after me, Luna saying, "My flight is tomorrow night. Come see me off, okay?" I didn't turn back or reply. Back in the dorm, I couldn't sleep, and my lips still ached slightly when I woke in the morning. "Vicky, you saw my dazed look and pester me about Aiden Pei." I briefly described those years of taking care of him. He was the employer. I was just a little employee. Vicky smiled at me, Luna saying, "You don't really think he just saw you as a sidekick, do you? He obviously likes you." "You're saying Aiden Pei likes me? How could that be?" His disdain for me was often on his lips. Last night, perhaps out of anger, I vaguely let him think I would go to Rockford, and that made him furious. "Vicky, you," seeing my disbelief, hugged me. "I guarantee he must like you, though his personality is indeed odd. Maybe his disdain is just his way of caring. I'm a bit tired. If that's how he likes someone, he can keep it." After class, I opened my social feed and saw a screenshot posted by Aiden Pei's friend, captioned 666. The screenshot showed Aiden Pei's post, a photo of the dishes from our dinner last night, with my rabbit hair tie visible on my wrist. I didn't know when Aiden Pei took it. I thought he was on his phone the whole time. I felt dazed. Even the angle of this photo resembled the one Owen took. I turned off my phone. Owen happened to pass by and greeted me. He asked if Aiden Pei had come and if I wanted to grab a meal together. I truthfully said he was heading back tonight. Owen nodded, then paused when he noticed my lips. I felt a bit awkward. "I accidentally bumped into something last night." Owen smiled faintly. "I heard Rockford University keeps you quite busy. Didn't expect Aiden Pei to have time to come by." I just smiled without saying a word. In the afternoon, I got a call from the landlord of the apartment I'd viewed earlier. The place was close to campus and had a cozy vibe, though it was slightly over my budget, so I was still hesitating. The landlord said he was moving to another city and could offer me a better deal, but I'd need to sign a 4-year lease with 1 month's deposit and 1 month's rent up front. A 4-year lease wasn't a problem. The area near campus had high foot traffic, making it convenient for Mom to start her business here. Plus, 1 month's deposit and 1 month's rent. You rarely come across deals like that. After class, I went straight to sign the contract, then happily called Mom to share the news. She said she'd be here by the end of the month. Time flew by. While Mom was here, I stayed in the dorm, savoring the long, missed warmth of family. I started learning makeup and fashion from Vicky Yu. She had great style, tall and slim, a natural clothes hanger. My appreciation for aesthetics has also been elevated quite a bit. Occasionally, I dream of Aiden Pei's kiss, as if it were a lifetime ago. At the end of the month, Mom brought over a lot of things and mentioned that a friend had told her about a company hiring clerks. She planned to give it a try. Luna sang, "Mom is getting older and learns things slowly. Honestly, I feel a bit embarrassed about going." I reassured Mom it was fine, that I would guide her through the learning process until she mastered it. And I believed she absolutely could. The money I earned from part-time jobs before, Mom had me save it all, and she paid my tuition with it. I used that money to buy a computer so Mom could practice at home. She worked harder than I did for my college entrance exam. Often, I'd wake up in the middle of the night to find her still at the computer, practicing typing. She even planned to buy a small apartment near where I work in the future. I also found a part-time job, determined to save for a house together with Mom. To save on electricity, she hesitated to turn on the lights, leaving only a small desk lamp, focused and earnest under its warm glow. I turned on the living room light and quickly retreated to my room. A few more months passed, and the school's winter break began. Mom and I planned to celebrate the new year in Lansing. And Owen, when mentioned his family was abroad this year, asking if he could join us for a meal. He had occasionally visited our home during the semester and was quite familiar with Mom. Mom always treated him politely, keeping a respectful distance, neither too close nor too far. But the idea of having him join our reunion dinner made her hesitant. I didn't mind much. Vicky, you had earlier said she'd come for dinner, but later decided to go home instead. Mom looked at me, hesitating to speak her mind. You're a single young woman. I already feel awkward about Owen dropping by occasionally. If he comes for the new year, the neighbors might mistake him for your boyfriend. I hadn't considered that, and now I wasn't sure how to respond to Owen. Refusing felt too cold, especially since he'd helped me out quite a bit. As I was fretting, Vicky, you called for a long chat. Just tell him your boyfriend is coming, and if he doesn't mind, he can join for dinner. I laughed. That's so sudden. Where would I find a boyfriend out of nowhere? You should ask that handsome guy from last time. What was his name? Pei. Aiden Pei. Right, Aiden Pei. I chuckled. If he comes, the neighbors will misunderstand just the same. Vicky, you yelled into the phone a few times. Forget it. Forget it. You're so clueless. Before I could even reply to Owen one, he texted saying there was an emergency at home and he had to go back. Mom went out to work, and I stayed home for a week, barely managing to eat by myself. These past few days, Lansing had big news. A major corporation's branch, Starlight Group, had set up here. The fanfare was huge. Many celebrities and stars came to Lansing for the opening ceremony. The actress I follow in dramas also came and held a signing event. Vicky really likes her lately and begged me to get her an autograph photo. I got ready early in the morning and headed out, planning to wander around first and go straight to the signing in the afternoon. The mall was packed with people, and in the crowd, I spotted Aiden Pei at a glance, standing right in the middle of the opening ceremony. He had shed the youthful aura from my memory, appearing more composed in a tailor black suit, his expression cool, yet effortlessly engaging in conversation offstage. I knew Aiden Pei had strong adaptability and learning capabilities. Within just a few months, he had already started his own company. Watching him conclude the opening event, he retreated backstage. I found a place to eat, then attended the book signing. The actress had excellent poise, was very beautiful, and spoke gently. I quietly asked if she could add my friend's name, and she patiently agreed. When I sent the photo to Vicky Yu, she was overjoyed. Leaving the mall, I headed for the subway and spotted Aiden Pei standing beside a luxury car on the roadside, head lowered. He seemed to sense my gaze and suddenly turned around. I hesitated whether to greet him or pretend not to see him. It had been months since the awkward period after our last kiss. Aiden Pei stepped forward and handed me something. It was the actress's signed photo, bearing my name, with the wish happiness every day. I saw you lining up for the signature earlier, but only asked for your friends. I really wanted it, but with so many people around, I didn't want to take up the actress's time. I accepted it. Thank you, he said softly. Luna, I'm hungry. Could you take me to get something to eat? Me? Is his company so big that they don't even feed the boss? I took Aiden Pei in a luxury car to the snack street behind the school. The food here is affordable, tasty, and satisfying. Aiden ate quite a bit this time and seemed to be in a good mood. He spoke unprompted. I've been really busy lately. I originally wanted to come to Lansing every week, but I've been so swamped I could only make it once a month. I kept eating without saying a word. He comes to Lansing every month. Maybe it's because of the company's pre-opening preparations. Aiden suddenly lowered his voice. Luna, I want to apologize for before. Before? He looked up, his expression growing serious, and said softly, all those days when I made you uncomfortable or uneasy. I apologize for all of it. I put down my chopsticks and fell silent. He'd steered the conversation into heavy territory. Aiden Pei's breathing grew slightly heavy. I don't know how to interact with you properly, and stubbornly treating you my own way is my fault. I'm sorry, Luna sang. I'm sorry, Luna sang, recalling the past. I also know Aiden Pei didn't grow up in a normal family. His parents despised each other. Their marriage was more like a business partnership. They wanted to divorce, but couldn't. entangled by countless complicated ties. Back in elementary school, Aiden got into fights because other kids called him an unwanted bastard. He grew stubborn, ruthless, and self-centered, but Mrs. Pei was always lenient with him, rarely scolding him no matter what he did. Perhaps she was trying to compensate him in these ways. Yet aside from work, she spent most of her time traveling. Aiden didn't get to see her often, and his temperament gradually spiraled out of control. Living at the Pei household, I indeed enjoyed privileges beyond my original life. And because of him, I attended the best elementary school in the city. I could take care of his daily needs in return for these benefits. But I refused to be his emotional punching bag. I spoke softly. Aiden Pei, some wounds run too deep for apologies to erase. Aiden Pei faltered slightly, his narrow eyes tinged red, throat bobbing as he murmured, "I'm sorry." I stood up and faced him. "Aiden Pei, I accept your apology. You should go now. Don't come back again." Aiden Pei shot up and blocked my path, his gaze fixed intently on me. I instinctively recoiled in fear. His outstretched hand froze mid-air. After a long pause, his expression stilled, eyes gradually moistening as he stared at me, face pale, voice laced with pleading. "What if we start over?" He extended a trembling hand in panic. Luna sang, "Hello, I'm Aiden Pei." Before I could respond, we were interrupted by a server at the door. They asked if we were finished, wondering if they could clear the table. I walked past Aiden Pei's hand and stepped out. When settling the bill, I noticed the total was 328 yuan. Had I unconsciously ordered so much? I didn't look back, walking all the way home without turning. That very night, I fell ill, inexplicably running a fever. Mom's company had relocated, so she ordered medicine for me. The medication was well stocked, and though the handwriting was scribbled, it carefully noted the dosage per day. I never saw Aiden Pei again. Everything seemed to gradually fall into place. It's just that Aiden Pei's business grew even larger than I'd imagined. He often appeared online. I didn't pay much attention. I focused more time on myself, busy learning English, busy with part-time jobs, busy planning post-graduation arrangements. In the second semester of sophomore year, Owen once said he was going abroad. It was a family arrangement. He might be away for a while. Vicky Yu, Owen Wen, and I had a meal together. Just before he left, he suddenly laughed. "Luna, some people really are crazy." I didn't understand and thought I'd misheard. Owen, when lightly said it was nothing, urged me to take care, then turned and got into the car. Comfortable and carefree days always pass quickly. Spring turned to autumn, and both Mom and I had grown a lot. Before my senior year began, Mom had been promoted to supervisor. She said, although the position wasn't high, it was the first time she felt recognized by her colleagues. We decided to celebrate big time. Mom asked about my plans after graduation. I said I'd probably stay in Lansing. I'd met a boss during my part-time job who referred me to HR at a major local company. Hearing me mention Lansing, Mom smiled. "That's good. Over the years, I've grown used to Lansing too. With you here, I often feel like Lansing is our home." After saying this, Mom hesitated and looked at me, asking, "Luna, how are things with Aiden Pei?" I brushed it off. "We haven't been in touch for a long time. Actually, that boy Aiden isn't all bad. He just lacked guidance, and his experiences and life are different from ours. But deep down, he's kind-hearted. That little dog at the Pei family was picked up by him. He complained about it, but never forgot to remind me to take care of it." I stayed silent. Mom said that after I came to Lansing to enroll back then, she actually had a talk with Aiden. She didn't understand the affairs of young people, but vaguely sensed that Aiden Pei treated me differently, along with my unease. That time, for the first time as a parent, she told Aiden Pei that he and I might not be quite suitable, whether in terms of family background, personality, or other aspects. She hoped Aiden Pei wouldn't come to Lansing to see me, so I could focus on finishing university here peacefully. Recalling that day, Mom said Aiden Pei was very quiet, so quiet that she thought he hadn't heard her. After a long while, Aiden Pei politely replied, "Auntie, I understand. You've worked hard all these years." Later, When Mom left the Pei residence carrying large bags, Aiden Pei insisted the driver take her back and bought many gifts, saying they were for Grandpa and Grandma. I smiled. Well, he was quite polite. Mom looked at me and shook her head, ultimately saying nothing more. In the second month of my senior year, Aiden Pei's good friend Dylan came to Lansing. He even visited the snack street near our campus and texted me asking which stall was the best. Since I wasn't busy, I took him there. He mused, wanting to see just how good the taste was that had kept Aiden Pei coming back religiously for years. I was stunned. Although our school isn't far from Aiden Pei's company, most working people would probably eat somewhere closer. Dylan grunted between bites. Luna sang, "Are you really ignoring Aiden Pei now? Back in high school, we were all immature and often teased you. Sorry about that." I smiled. It's fine. It's all in the past. I'm doing well now. Dylan sighed in frustration. If you can let go of what we did, why can't you forgive Aiden Pei? I was stunned. He went on muttering, at the very least, don't cut him off, even if it's just as ordinary friends. You have no idea how much Aiden sacrificed to set up his company in Lansing. He didn't speak to his father for half a year over it. The company was originally supposed to be established elsewhere, but Aiden insisted on Lansing. He did everything he could, schmoozing at parties for resources and connections, drinking with clients, you name it. He even went out of his way to compete with Owen's family for projects. And after finally securing one, he handed it over to the Wens for free, all just to get Owen to study abroad. I was a bit slow to react and asked, "Are you saying Owen went abroad because of Aiden Pei?" Dylan grew agitated. Luna, this really isn't Aiden's fault. That Owen is no good. He knew Aiden had long planned to go to Rockford University and even went through all the trouble of renovating a nearby villa for you. Yet, he persuaded you to come to Lansing instead. You don't know how badly people talked about you in high school because Owen gave you his uniform. Someone as smart as him couldn't have been unaware of the impact on you. Why did he have to give it to you that day? Later, it was Aiden who went around personally, beating up every whistler and gossipmonger until it was settled. I remembered. That night, Aiden came back with blood on his hands. I fell silent. Dylan sighed. Aiden's perfect in every way, except he loses out because he doesn't know how to speak up or express himself. Let me be straight with you. That interlocked hands photo he posted on social media back then weren't the school bells. They were yours. On my way back, I felt dizzy and heavy-headed. The only thing I could think of was that time Aiden and I were alone together. He must have taken that photo without me knowing. Only he got angry because I asked Owen for my school uniform, making me work non-stop until I was so exhausted I fell asleep on the sofa in his room. Is he out of his mind? I was both angry and speechless. Not only was my head throbbing badly, but I also felt completely drained. When I got downstairs, I saw Mom getting out of Aiden Pei's car. He was carrying something and about to come upstairs. But when he saw me, he said goodbye to Mom and left. After Mom came home, she seemed a bit guilty too. She whispered to me that Aiden Pei had suggested she could start as a clerk since setting up a stall would be too exhausting. But the job wasn't from Aiden Pei. It was Mrs. Pei who referred her. See me frown. Mom quickly added, the promotions were all your mom's own hard work. Nothing to do with him. And today really was a coincidence. He only gave me a ride because I had too much to carry. I sighed. Of course I knew about the job. I've seen how much effort Mom has put into this work. It's just that Aiden Pei has been doing quite a few things behind my back. I don't want to think about it anymore. Mom tugged at my sleeve. Luna, I'm not speaking up for Aiden Pei, but I've seen the changes in him these past few years. Of course, I can't meddle in you young people's affairs. As a mother, I just want you to be healthy and happy. I smiled and hugged Mom. Another half-month passed, and I received a call from Dylan basically saying Aiden Pei was sick and asking if I could visit him. Somehow, I agreed. When I arrived at Aiden Pei's luxury apartment, Dylan opened the door and promptly slipped away. Aiden Pei was sitting in his study, wearing a shirt, conducting video meetings one after another. He coughed from time to time, and it looked quite severe. I waited nearly 2 hours before seeing Aiden Pei emerge from the study, looking weary. He saw me and noticed Dylan wasn't around. Then he understood. Aiden Pei's voice was hoarse. "How long have you been here?" I replied softly, 2 hours. He seemed surprised. "That long?" I got straight to the point. "If you're sick, rest and go to the hospital. Your health is your greatest asset." Aiden Pei forced a weak smile, looking exhausted. Too many things piled up at once. "Luna, I'm hungry. Shall we eat together?" "Me? Later. Let me take you to the hospital first." I stood up, waiting for Aiden Pei to change clothes. He slowly walked toward me, then reached out and wrapped his arms around me. I didn't move. Aiden Pei held me tighter, his voice hoarse as warm tears slid down my neck. "Luna, I'm really hungry." I reached out and patted his back somewhat stiffly. "All right, let's go eat first. Then I'll take you to the hospital." On the way back from the hospital, Aiden Pei held my hand and fell asleep in the car. His sleeping profile looked especially gentle and handsome, with long dark lashes trembling slightly, as though he wasn't resting peacefully. The driver mentioned Aiden Pei hadn't slept well in a long time. Chronic insomnia and work pressure kept him on medication, though it didn't seem to help much. I reached out and gently stroked Aiden Pei's head. He closed his eyes and nuzzled against my hand. After that day, neither of us brought up the past again. Before seeing me off in the morning, he was still uneasy. He asked, "Can we have dinner together after class?" My duty was to take care of his daily needs. "Aiden Pei, let's start over. I'm Luna Sang." Aiden Pei looked at me slightly stunned, then held my hand. "Luna Sang, I'm Aiden Pei." The first thing I did after returning to school was to sign up for a membership at Aiden Pei's favorite restaurant. I figured I'd be eating there often from now on, with Aiden Pei, with Mom, or all of us together.